Welcome to the Three River Valley series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Now, if any of you follow the series, you'll be aware that we are on the completely wrong map. In fact, this is my divided map. And the reason we're here is that what I want to do is demonstrate a closed water supply system, which I've managed to set up, which I wanted to show you because I think it'd be quite useful if you're building, say, in an area of an old map, which doesn't have a easy way to send the sewage outfall to a local river, because that is one of the downsides of sewage processing, especially if you look at the standard sewage treatment plant. You can see that an input and the output is still there, which is the wastewater. However, with this system, there's a slightly different in the sense that if I show you the mod here for the water treatment, sewage treatment, sorry, is what I'm using is this mod here, and what you'll see is that this mod takes in wastewater and actually gives out ordinary water, so that it actually acts as a connection. And this mod is actually, as I remember correctly, is called the Sewage Treatment Plants by Pasha Frollo 1990. So it's available on the workshop. Now, the way the system actually works is if I come into here and we go into here to switch on the notifications, I'll turn on the water flow. What you'll see is at the moment is I'll just speed the game up, it's a bit more dramatic. You see at the moment the water processing plant is producing 18 or say 20 cubic meters of water, which is being consumed by the residences here and this alcohol factory that I put on just to create a little bit of extra load. And that is being sent out of this substation here, so you can see that equates to that. And then if I flip to the sewage pickup point, you can see that the sewage pickup point here is actually picking up roughly about the same. It does spike backwards and forwards. Then if I show you the actual sewage processing plant, what you'll see here is that this is producing exactly the same. And if I show you there, so what we've actually got is a completely lossless closed system. So the water is going round and round and round, with the water being purified, going into the buildings, coming round and back out again. Once you've got the system primed and it's in balance, what you can do is just let the system run round and round and round, and then you don't have to worry about sending all the water to a sewage discharge system. However, you do need to get it primed, so you do need a small water well here. And at the moment I've got this pump switched off, because if I show you this, if I come down here, you can see we've got nearly 1,000 cubic meters of water in here. But you can see this is another example of the fact that the cycle is stable, in the sense that basically this is not changing. Because if I switch this on, what you'll see is that this will start to increase, because if I pull this down here and we go to water flow, you'll see that at the moment there's 48 cubic meters of water flowing into the groundwater filtration plant, which is processing the water, and it's building up in here. Now, the reason I switched this pump off is simply down to the fact that I was a bit worried about what would happen if I filled this tank up with water, whether this water treatment plant would go offline. And then what that would do is cause the sewage to start to back up into this system. Although not that it really makes that much difference, because you can see here that this has actually got a storage capacity of 1,500 cubic meters. So I'm just going to switch this pump back off. So that is the closed water supply system. Now, the only thing I would say is that if you're building up a town, you may need to keep an eye on this to ensure that you top up water, bring it into this reserve tank here, just to ensure that this system is always fully circulating. So that's something you do need to consider. But I mean, this is quite a good actual water treatment plant. Although it says the maximum, the one thing that does confuse me a little bit is the fact that this maximum flow of processed water 300 cubic meters. This maximum amount of toxic liquids to be eliminated is 30 cubic meters. Now, I'm not exactly too sure where the actual toxic water is going, because that doesn't make sense to me, to be honest. But I'm not going to complain because it is. Also, it's quite interesting that this has got no workforce. Anyway, guys, so that is quick demonstration of the closed loop system that I'm going to be using up on my northern camp, because I think it's just going to avoid me the time and cost of running a sewage pipe all the way down around the map. In fact, I might even expand it to the main city. So I think that is enough of the demo. Hopefully it all makes sense. What I'm going to do now is just load in the normal Three River Valley map and do the normal intro. So here we are. I've just loaded in the Three River Valley map. You can see we're picking up on the 8th of April 1966, which is a little bit later than I originally intended. And the reason for that is that I was kind of just monitoring the construction and also tidying up a few distribution offices, and I actually wasn't aware that the speed the game was actually running. So about a month and a half on from where I originally intended to start. One thing I do want to possibly try and do is do something about this, the fact that our population is not growing. And you can see here at the moment we've got 278 and we just got loads and loads of escapees, simply because they've got nowhere to live. So I've got a bit of a plan, and that is that I think I'm going to try and switch some of the focus of the building to this area here, so that we can get this small village up and running. So one, means we can absorb some of the population. Two, it means that we may be able to start putting together this area here with respect to the getting our rail construction office out here. First thing I want to do is I think I'm down to about there, and put that road in there, and then let me just see. I was looking at something just before I started. Oh yeah, it's over here. I need to put in a road there. The other thing I also would like to do is actually upgrade these roads. I'm now going to isolate that. Well, we could fix that problem by putting in a temporary mud road up through there, so we can get these excavators out. I think if I can get this village up and running, and we can get some tourism in this area, because you can see here with the rail track, I mean the old rail construction trains have been going away like billy-o, and you can see that they're actually filling in these areas quite successfully. Now if I come over to the oil town, a little bit disappointed with the progress of the roads up here. So I've got a little bit of a strategy which I hope might make sense. I think I'm going to build roads in stages. I think it'll make. So what I'm going to do is put a gravel road in there. Put that there. So I can put that there, and we'll take this one out as well. I think by doing this, I think some of my spare dumpers and excavators can be working on these roads while these roads are still being built, because I will have the connections out to here. It also mean I'll be able to get to this tram stop, and also then possibly start putting in footpaths in, like I've been doing over here. So that's my change in strategy. The rest of this area down in the south of the map is going along pretty well. It's just that it's taking such a long time to build anything, despite the fact that I've got the materials coming in here. So now if we go north and up, as you can see here, we've got our main construction here. We're producing lots and lots of prefabs. I just don't know what to do with them all. I just want to make sure, I think, because at the moment we're not really building anything that needs prefabs, I don't think. I just want to make sure that yeah, this one's actually on this area here. Now, before we go up and work on the closed water system, I just want to do one other thing, and this is a bit of an experiment, because I've kind of been thinking about how I can speed up the process, and I think I've got an idea. And I know some of you might be a little bit upsetting this, but I just want to try. Well, I want to do two things. The first thing I want to do is put in a helipad here, and we'll just put you in there. And what I'm thinking is that I've been getting reminders that I've got helicopters available. So I think what we might be able to do is try and speed up the construction process by buying some helicopters. So the trouble is they're very expensive. So what I'm going to do is build a helipad here just to see what the price of the helicopters are like. So that's the reason I want to build the helipad up there. And now what I'm going to do is go up to here, and we're going to put in our closed water supply system. Now in the last part I put this in here, and for some reason this has got water, although I'm not exactly sure where that came from, because there's no trucks up here that are actually delivering water at the moment. We're just going to remove you, get rid of you, and what I'm going to do is plan our water supply system here. And I'm kind of having a little bit of an eye to the future as well. So what I'm considering is we're going to put in I think we'll trim this road back a little bit there, and we're going to put in the water treatment plant, or sewage treatment plant, not water treatment plant. Actually, we could put this. Now this doesn't actually need any workers, so we can push this away a little bit, but we still do need a connection to the there for fire purposes, although how a sewage treatment plant can burn down is a bit of a moot point actually. So we've now got that there, and we've just put in a sewage pickup out for here thingy, shove it in about there. And what I'm half considering is that once we get this town starting to build, what I might do is move these guys over to put a small village in here with its own water supply system. But I just want to keep my options open for the moment. I don't think we really need a big pipe, so we can put that in there. So that's the sewage pickup side, and then what we need to do is put in some water treatment. Where's the water treatment plant? There it is. And I think up here we're going to use this. I don't want to use that because it's too small, because I want 2 connections. So what we'll do is we'll put you up here, just drop you in there. That will keep you in range of the water supply, and we'll just hook you into there. And of course what we're going to need to do is put in a pump, more pump. I think we only need a tiny pump here, and put that. That's the wrong way around. Actually, nope, not the right way around. And we'll just put the pump in there. Okay. Underground. I think we can use medium pipes to save a bit of cash. And you're going to go into there. And then of course what we're going to have to do, put in a water distribution point, put it in about there. That reached the fire station, it does, yes. Then we're just hook you to there. Is that connected? Yeah, it is. So we've now got this here, and what we need to do now is actually prime this, have the ability to prime the system. Now I kind of have a bit of an idea, in the sense that because this will have a reservoir, where is it? Here. This has an export tank of 40 cubic meters of water. I'm wondering whether we might be able to prime it. No, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put an ordinary well in, just keep it simple. Put a small well in there, like that. And of course I'll just put a small pump in out there, try and keep the water connections as short as possible. That can go to there, and then we'll put a road connection to there, and a footpath connection there. So effectively now we've got our town up here. What I need to do is get this finished. Let's let the game run there. Just wondering if I can. That road's finished, so I think if we create a trapped myself. We got there. Can we get a road through to there? And we'll just put a road there. What that will mean is that I can then come up to 4 here. I want to be a bit careful. I think we want that built. Start with that built, that built, and that built, and that built. I think we'll do the water supply first. We might better get things working, and we can then start building in. Yeah, actually, just a thought. Just turn these off. I don't want anyone moving in until I'm ready. Get this out here. There's another one just over there. And what that, because these don't need that much to build, we can get 2 of those built, get that built, this built, that built, need that built, that built, that, and I think that is everything. Or what we got here. That's the heating plant, isn't it? Yeah. So what we're going to do now is just let the game run away and come up here and do their stuff and start building the police station and everything else so that we can, I mean, it shouldn't take long with the crew. You building underneath. It's actually, there must be a bigger build area for this thing. Oh, we're just going to get that done. Just to give you a bit more of an update over here is we're on April, so we're going to need to start considering bringing in the combines here. The distribution office here is finished. I've got a technical office here for snow clearing. I think we're going to need that in as well. What I've done here is that I changed the silo. This is actually a smaller silo that I've put in. The reason for that is that I was having a few problems with the bigger silo in this area. In fact, oh, look at that. And I did actually put that in as well, which is the fuel depot. Because if we've got the trucks coming out here to pick up crops, we're actually going to need this put together quite quickly as well. I think what I will do is, how many combines have I got in my farm over here? I think we're going to bring in, well, we got 1, 2, I'll bring in about 6 combines and 6 open holes. I think that will work just to get going. So I think, well, this is the only one we got left now anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 covered holes. We'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. So that would get this built. I mean, this is all growing quite quickly. So, and you can see now, this is the reason why I wanted to concentrate a little bit more up in this area, because it should put this camp together pretty quickly. That section of road's being built. So I think what we can do now is push out this section, take out that section of mud road, and then I think what we can do is just connect you through to there. Otherwise, what will happen is they all go out round the back here. We don't need this. That can go. So that's done. So what we can do is just leave the crews to get on with what they're doing down here. I don't think that there's much else. I just want to check. Oh, well, we're in May and we've got 2,000 tons of crops. So I think this area is settling down. And this area is becoming quite stable. Another thing that I started on and then forgot completely all about is that we got 2 hunting huts here. And I built this meat locker here. So what I want to do is just put in a distribution office here. Let me just say distribution office. Where are you? We need a relatively small one. What can we use it for? Put you down as a 3 there. And asphalt the road in from the get-go. This shouldn't take long to build. And what we're going to do then is move the meat into this store. That will make it easier to distribute it to the town up north there. So we got that area there. Our highway's looking good as well. And let's say generally this area is okay. We can get that built. Again, it shouldn't take long to build it. It only needs concrete, asphalt and gravel, which is all in this area. So, and then we can take a look at the helicopters and then possibly put together a helicopter construction office here, mainly for deliveries. See, at the moment, this area is a little bit too efficient with respect to what it needs to do. So a possibility is that what we might need to do is get some more construction offices out here so we can actually start building a little bit quicker. If we come back to this area, first thing we're going to do is check the rail lines, just to see how. Thank you, game. Let me just check and see what my rail trains guys are up to. Right, we're down to 2 jobs. Probably find that we don't have that much going on here. We've got 1 job here. I think all the jobs in this area are now finished. I'm actually a little bit tempted to start the electrification process. In fact, I think I will. We need to let's press shift here. Got that there. Get that there. Has this been electrified? Oops. Just rotate this a little bit so we can get the angle this way. Oops, close the wrong thing. Just come over to here again, pick up the construction. This. That not. Ideally, I would like this to pick up from here. But I don't want it to interfere with the main line, so I have to do it like that. And we'll start with the fact where. And I just want to check over here. Is there a problem with electrification here? I think the problem here is that there's no power into this area. Is there? Yep, right. What's that? We need to build that as well. Get to there. I think the rest of everything in here is being built. We just need to. I think it's actually all been electrified as well. There's a couple of bits and pieces there that needs to be done, and in there as well. So we need to finish off the laying the electrification for here. In fact, I don't think we've actually electrified this line and this bit as well. So I think we've only got electrified up as far as here. So we need to start thinking about electrifying that area as well. The other thing also talking about electricity is we need to get some power into here. I think I was talking about running a secondary line back up that way, didn't I? So we got, let me just see if I can find a power takeoff. We've got power connection there. And the question is, how can I get across the river? Okay, good. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to put four-way switch here. And we probably don't need anything fancy here. So what we're going to have to do is get out of here with 18 megawatts. Across here. That can come into there. And then is there a, I'm pretty sure somewhere in here is a substation. We got a substation up here. Links to that one. Wow, that's going to be a long power line, isn't it? Maybe I won't build that unless I really need it. I think it's just going to be too expensive at the moment. And then what we're going to need up here is a substation that I think if I can put the substation about there. Again, we just don't need the road. Just stick you on this corner here. Just the risk of fire will build you. So, and then I feel that we need the full 18 megawatts up here. So I think we can step down to say 10, and then you can maybe we'll just make it a little bit neater by doing that. And start getting the main power into this area. Oops. Into that area there. And we'll build this, and then we can start powering up this area here. How's the road situation? Right, we got road building there. We just need more and more trucks to do the building. Okay, let me just see how things are going over here. Do a quick check. Don't want anyone moving in here involuntarily. Yeah, the roads system here is a little bit of a challenge. Eventually it will get built, and once it's all finished, then we can throw it on other things. So again, I think it's just going to be a matter of just leaving these guys to their own devices at the moment. And well, that is not a good sign. Oh, it is and it isn't a good sign actually, because how much fuel have we got over here? We've got plenty of fuel over here, so we have a bit of a worker problem. It's not, yeah, it's just what we probably just had is a big pickup of fuel. We've got 36 tons in there, but this is the local supply. We've got 21 tons in there, so we are kind of driving the supply. It's just that one of the problems with fuel distribution by trains is the fact that this pump over here is creating an artificial situation, but there's nothing I can do about that. Oh, it's the single bridge here. See, this guy's... What have you got here? Oh yeah, you're taking out... You're just the export train, aren't you? Yep. You can see we've got 6.4 million. Let's scoot back up to here. And we're just... This is still in the process of being built. That's good. And we're just going to go north to our little camp up here, if I can find it. Yeah, so we're putting the camp together quite quickly. You've got... we need to set... So the school's built. Make sure we set that to... I mean, although, to be honest, my loyalty is still stuck at 62% and it won't improve beyond that. We've got electronics there and food and meat. So what I need to do is just come over to here and we'll start getting the food and meat delivered out to this area. That's the secret place. Where's the food store? And which one is which? Right, this is left hand one is food. North Camp food. What this one will do is deliver the food out to here. Can't remember if I actually built a pub up here actually. And then need the meat guy can go into here. And he can just meat. And that would be 100%. Actually, that looks a bit... I think we're going to push that up to 100% meat. I'm not actually sure why that is actually at a lower percentage. And then I think this was the one that will deliver the clothes there. That doesn't make sense. Why are you delivering meat? Okay, let me just cancel that again. That says North Camp closed, but this is North Camp closed. From there. And what that will do is get the food into here. Got fire, which is a little bit, of course. Where are you? Our silos on fire. Now, in theory, our fire crews should be a little bit faster now because they've actually got asphalt roads to get out here with. Yeah, they're a little bit more quicker off the mark here. You can see here we're now out of crops from this area, and we've still got 2,000 tons there, and we're on the 7th of June. We've got 472 tons in there. Well, by not exporting the fuel and clothes and food and alcohol, by shutting that export process down, we've now been able to get and keep enough crops in here to sustain us all year round, which means that as this farm comes on, we can open up the export options with respect to this area here. Just want to check very quickly over here. Whoa, It's the change in height that does that. You can see here, over here, it's not been quite successful. Although the silos are empty, but how are we doing? Well, we got plenty in here, but I'd guess that we are actually importing crops. Let me just see. Where's the one that does the importing? Let me just see. Who does the importing? Haha. Black country food. Crop import. There we are. Well, a lot of these trucks are just sat here doing nothing, which is an encouraging sign. So it looks like we might have got stability in this area as well, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. Population is building. I haven't missed a... we haven't suddenly got people moving in here, have we? So we've now got food and meat in here. We need to get... Whoops, I haven't built... Where's the step down? I don't think I've actually put power into here yet. Let me just see. Bit of an oversight. Right, it's indicating that there is a... oh no, that goes to that way. So we haven't actually put power into here yet. So I'm going to need to pop you in here. And run you to there. Game work you up there into there. That built, that's built. So we can, that's the school, that's the cinema. Right, this is the hospital. We better buy, go for something with a bit of speed. We got here 95 kilometers an hour. Okay, that's a military. Right, I'll buy that ambulance there. We do need the fire station built as well. The only downside with this is the fact that it's difficult to see what you're actually building. I think I will buy one more of those. And I think we'll buy one of these slightly faster ones than this one. Got more capacity, but this one's a bit quicker off the mark, so buy one of those. Well, keep loading in the situation here. Is this still being built? Okay. I'm going to come down here. Right, we've now built the helicopter pad. What I want to see is, oh, expensive. Helicopter cargo only. So the only cargo only one we got is the MI-10 cargo. It says it's got no power, but I don't think that makes a lot of difference. But so I think what we're going to do here is construction office, helicopter construction office. We're going to put helicopter construction office here. Tuck you on this corner here. Make sure that gets picked up. I know technically it's a little bit early to start using helicopters, but I feel, again, my justification for this is that I get this horrible feeling that I'm running out of time on this series, because when the waste update drops, the more and more I think about it, it's going to be very difficult to get this. Well, probably the best way to explain it is if I'm going to put waste management into this map, I'm going to need a pile of cash to build the infrastructure, and we won't be able to build it in realistic mode, because if I have waste management enabled, things will go wrong very quickly, as I found out when I implemented the new releases in on my Seven Crosses series. So that means I'm going to need a pile of cash. So I'm going to have to instant build things, which will be very expensive. I think when I did the water update, I blew something like nearly 50 or 60 million just building the infrastructure. That is one way to do it, assuming I can get the economy big enough to make a pile of cash. Or the alternative is just going to have to start a new map. Either way, I need to get the economy a lot bigger, making a lot more money, so that I can actually get things done. So that's my justification for using the helicopter construction pad. And I suppose on a technical, I could argue that helicopters could have been used in the mid 60s, because I think the first helicopters started coming in 1948, and I think the first kind of commercial helicopters were around in the 1960s, 1964s, because of course they came in with a military role. So, except I'm stretching the point, but it's something that I do need to consider. Let's just see how things are going up here. Right, these guys have built just rolling this road here through, so I'm just going to let him roll that road through. We'll just go and check to make sure things are being electrified. Just see. Now, with putting in the electrical cables, the construction office can be, yeah, we're down to 1 now. I mean, they can really crack on when they want to. Actually, there's no jobs up here. You've built that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift all that. Oops, done it again. Keep on doing that. And what we're going to do is turn the little guys loose. The reason I really want to electrify this is because if we can finish the cargo depot thingy up here, I think you can go that way, you can go that way. If I can get this finished, it means that we'll be able to bring in the food and crops to this area and get all this done. So we got 2 trains working out here, and I still would like to get this, and I think at the moment none of this is going on at the moment, so we've electrified to this point, haven't we? So what I'm going to do is, whoops, just press hold the shift down. Okay, we haven't quite built to there, but we're just electrify everything to that point there. And we'll get the guys running on this as well. So what we'll do, because if I can get this done, it means we can start bringing in the stuff to this area to get it done. Do you think you could roll that for me, please, so that I can put the road in that will connect to the train station? Thank you, game. Come on, you can do it. That means we can put in. Going to put a gravel road in there. Right, we've got construction office out here. What would I want to put out here? Let me think. We got anyone sat around here doing nothing? Right, we got this office here. This is prefab gravel. Let's just look what we got in here. Right, let me just think. I think what we're going to do is put a road crew out here, because we're going to have to push a road out here. Actually, we're going to put a build crew out here first. So, wow. I don't want you on auto build. What do we need here? What would be the nearest pickup point for the gravel? I'm trying to think. I think it probably the nearest pickup point for the gravel would be here, wouldn't it? So let you there. I think the asphalt and the concrete are going to be the kind of potential problem areas. You can come asphalt, come there, concrete there. I think prefabs, clear that. I think we'll pick up all the building supplies from here as well. I think it'd be a little bit easier. Boards. Now, mechanical components is we can pick up from here. And I think electro components is still to the border. So pick you up here. We've now got that set up. Workers is going to be a tricky one. I'm just going to leave that unassigned for the moment. Just looking to see. And we got a pile of cash. We got nearly 6.8 million. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to equip this guy with the latest and greatest. So we're going to need the excavators are going to be tricky. So we'll come back to the excavators. Concrete mixers, what we got here. What's the fastest? Got this one here, 7.5. Get a couple of concrete mixers. We're gonna need some excavators. What do we want? Dumpers. We're gonna need a couple of dumpers, speed wise. Slow. What we got here? 5.3 tons. Now we're going to be using these more in a role of putting together buildings. So I think if we get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those, so we got open holes. We're going to bring in by truck. So actually, I just had a thought. We're going to need a couple of excavators, a couple of cranes. We've got this guy here is really slow, but I think he's the best of a bad job. What are you? You are the V3S semi. And what we're going to need here is we're going to need a couple of excavators. So just come here. 3323. Yeah, a couple of those. We need a couple of excavators. I can use we need a couple of tower cranes. Right. Semi-heavy duty flatbed. Is that's definitely the one that we got over here, isn't it? I've lost a truck. Okay. Odd, very odd. I'm sure I bought 2 of these. Right, we're going to need a an SKD 706. So we're just gonna have to buy the open hole, yes, and we'll get rid of this guy. He's kind of outlived his lifespan now. So just sell him. And what we'll do is scoot to here. Where's the construction office? We're on a set delivered by that. We're going to need a couple of open holes. And we're going to need a covered hole. Like with lots of speed. And a little bit of capacity. One, maybe two of those. And of course we're going to need to set this guy to deliver fuel so they don't keep running out. Run out of space here for fuel. 50%. Actually, you guys are dumpers. I think what we're going to do in the begin with, while I'm setting this office up, we're going to see if we can find any trucks or something that are stuck. Let me just see. What I'm looking for is any pavers that are waiting for deliveries. No, actually, like they're all pretty much up to date here at the moment. Okay, we don't need to do that. That's good. What I'm going to do now is we're just going to get back over to here. Assign you to that. And we can start getting some of these buildings put together now. Do the basics. Certainly would like that and that built. We'll just get that underway. Get these guys started. And hopefully now you go to there. Up the vehicle. And deliver it to there. I was actually sure why. And hopefully these trucks will get moved to the respective borders. Although it does help if you actually click this and tell it to go. Actually, I'm just curious to see whether it will actually pick up a... So he's going to have to queue up here. We have to do something about this. Okay, let's just see what this guy actually picks up. He's picked up an excavator, that's good. And let's go and have a quick check over here. And this is now filling up quite nicely. And we're building that. And once we got this finished, actually, I think we will assign you that just in case. Let's just take a quick look over here. This road's been built, this road's been built. We've now got a connection to there. This is being built. This is being built, although we've got a bit of a shortage of excavators, it goes without saying. We're going to need them to catch up. Just come up to here. I'm aware that I'm running out of time. So, right, we've now got our farms harvesting. Problem we've got now is the fact that this is not quite ready. So what we're going to have to do is come into here. Didn't really want to do this, but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to have to pick up from there and deliver to. We've done that earlier. The reason for that is that we've already got a full load here, so this isn't ready. So we're going to need to get the crops in from here, because these are all building up very, very quickly. Right, we've got this, the fuel heating plant. Just come down here, pick up these guys, get you to deliver fuel up here. 100%. Right, we've got the fire engine here, fire station here, sorry. We don't have it. What we will do, we'll put you on the fire station. Then right, I'm going to need to get the infrastructure built under here. Not connected. Not connected. That's connected. That's not connected. But there's something running in here that's not connected, and you're not connected. Oops. That needs to be built. That needs to be built. So hopefully with this being built, we can, this being allocated, get you built as well. Make sure that no one's going to move in. This is being built. So we've nearly got this construction camp up and running. Why aren't you 100%? Get going, guys. Actually, what I'm going to do is put a secondary drop off here. Put you there. Right, what these guys will do is grab the crops from here and then start taking them out and across. Then hopefully when this finishes, we can solve that problem. But we need to get the maximum amount of crops that we can get from this area as quickly as possible. Of course, we're going to get congestion there. as well. Oh, that reminds me, guys. I was actually looking at something, and I actually discovered a shortcut that I didn't even know was around. And you can press Control T. What you can actually get is a map of the road congestion there, and you can see where it's gone. Like the dark color is actually dark red, and that's showing that that section of road is actually quite congested. So if we kind of go back to, say, this area, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and do again Control T. You can actually see where the game thinks that certain parts of the road are busy. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's quite interesting. This area is coming together quite quickly. Hopefully we'll be able to get everyone moved in. I'm aware that I'm running out of time, so what I'm going to do is we're just going to scoot back to over here. This building's got no power supply. Okay, we're going to need to kind of put some focus on building the power supply here. I want that built there. And we're going to need a power supply. I think probably the first power supply we need to put in is to cover this top part of the map here. So put this in. Be nice if I could. No, we're gonna have to push it up quite a long way, possibly out like that. Can I get it? I think that will work. That will cover that bit there. We need to cover the conveyor belt in the north there, so put you there, put a mud road in there, and then what we'll do is we'll just run the first power supply, kind of run it, kind of try and keep it a little bit neat and tidy, and then across to there and across to there. And work. Actually put you on there, you there, and you there. And we'll just push the priority up on that. That. And that. What that should do is give me the connection into this one is now finished. This is now finished. I want to make sure that the next bit of road we need to bring in is down from here. We can get the quarry connected. This is going to need to be a asphalt road. You can come down to there. Get you built. We can give you guys can give the assist on this. Get that going from the get-go. And then that means we can start getting this area in. I'm just a bit worried about my rail construction offices. What are you doing? I think this will be the final check of this part. I don't seem to be doing that well. Oh, there they go. Maybe they're not as... Oh, they come up against this, isn't it? A jolly old power connector. How are we doing over here? Right, we need that built there. That one in there. I want that built. That's powered up to there. But build that. Actually, we do need that, but that done. And then we've got, once we've built, see, this has built this out into here. We do need that built as well. So that's that done there. Let's quick look at our roads. We are slowly grinding our way through this lot. It's not as going as fast as I hoped, but that's the way it is. Check the fuel situation. Yeah, the fuel's building back up again. So I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.